Hi Animal Crossing peeps, I'm starting a new series called Island Projects. This first episode will be revamping my Japanese village. If you're new, check out my video on my island tour. Let's dive right in because this is going to be a really long video. So I'm starting out showing you what my village looks like before the transformation. This whole video will basically be a time lapse of me putting together my new village. I didn't record every single thing near the end, but I'll narrate the process as I go. So take one good last look at my village. So the first thing I did was move all my villagers out of the village so I have space to work and terraform. So as I'm moving my villagers, I will talk about why I decided to revamp my Japanese village. So first off, I only had one incline. Unfortunately, we only have a minimum amount of inclines and I was initially going to have 2 on each side, but I already maxed out on incline, so I could only use 1 to go to the second floor of the village. So I decided to make the incline in the middle, so that required me to actually move the houses so it would be more symmetrical, because I'm all about that symmetry. So the next reason I decided to revamp my Japanese village was because the bamboo forest was very messy. I was just clumping the bamboo together in the front of the village, trying to make a forest, some kind of path to actually go to the village, but the path wasn't that distinct, and also the separation between the orchard and the actual village could have been better. So in the video you'll see that I created another layer to actually add the Zen fences to make that separation a lot more clear. Back to the video, I am moving my last villager, Sylvana. So then now my land is clear and I can start terraforming and everything else. So these are the 2 steps that I have in my video, and that's because after moving my villagers, everything I did was jumbled up as I worked on my village. As a result, I couldn't group up what I did into steps, and that's how I typically work on my island. For instance, I would terraform a plot of land and then lay down paths, and then after that I would add furniture and then eventually correct the paths again and then terraform another area. So I basically change up my plans as I go, since things look different in my mind versus how they look like in Animal Crossing. Anyways, back to reasons why I decided to revamp my Japanese village. The final reason is I wanted to add a waterfall, another layer of waterfall behind my museum. So that required me to actually change the entrance to the village a little bit. What I'm doing in this video right now is that I'm laying out paths so that I could count the actual spaces that are available for me to work on. So I do this so that I could space things out more evenly and make sure that things actually fit where I want them to. And if they don't, then I expand either left or right, down or up. But I basically count things before I actually lay them down. Now that I got my spiel out the way, for the rest of the video, I won't be adding too much commentary to fill every single space and nook and cranny of this video. But I hope you enjoy the process of me just putting my town together. So I'll add commentary here and there, so don't mind me. So as you can see, for this part, I decided to add a river in between my bathhouse and the actual village with the villagers to actually have more separation between the 2. So I had to expand the area where I put the bridge, because for you to have a bridge, you need at least 3 spaces. So here I'm just laying out more paths so I can mark up where I want the houses to be. And I had to expand in my garden so that the Zen fence could be on another layer. So here I'm adding another layer so I can add another layer on top of that for the fence itself. So if that doesn't make sense, you'll see me do it in a bit. Yeah, just more terraforming. Yeah, just adding another layer so there'll be a better separation between the orchard and the actual village. And there you go. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, so in order for me to add that extra layer, I needed to expand into my garden. have a smaller garden, but it still looks nice. And then here I'm just mapping out the exact spaces where I'm going to put the houses. So for the top layer, I decided to space each house 2 spaces apart. For the bottom layer, at that moment I was really unsure how many spaces I want between the houses and the stairs. So there's me carving out where I want the houses to be, but this is going to change. Yeah, it's going to change like the majority of my project. So just laying out bamboo on that side because it looks a lot nicer with 2 sides of bamboo. And then here's me laying out some paths. So I actually really like this path. It's one of my favorite paths. That's why I use it in my city. But because I use it in my city, I don't think it would be as special if I used it here. So in the end, I'm just telling you I did not end up using this. So down here, I'm just adding stone to see what it looks like. At first, I thought the stone didn't really match with the imperial fences. So then I decided to test out some white QR stone paths right there. The idea of using white stone came from a lot of the references I used. So I looked at a lot of references of Japanese, Chinese villages. By the way, I'm creating a Japanese-Chinese fusion village. And a lot of those references had white stone and red imperial fences. So it looked really nice together in real life. But actually laying it out in Animal Crossing made it look kind of weird. So I think the white stone and white paths are a little too bright for my taste. So I'm just saying I ended up not using this. And also it didn't look as natural as the stone or any of the other paths that are already default in Animal Crossing. Yeah, so there's me just laying out paths, taking them out, laying them out again. Like I mentioned at the beginning, creating a town and an island is all about testing, all about trial and error, so you really don't know if you like something until you actually put it out. So here I decided to move Silvana in just because I have all of the houses mapped out already. Yeah, it's really convenient to actually use different paths to map out where you want your houses to be. Okay, now here's me placing my expensive staircase. I'm just thinking about all the money I used in this project. Oh gosh, it was very expensive. But definitely save up. I would say my main revenue was money trees. Since I time travel a lot, I just plant money trees every day. And I also hit rocks, so I get at least 45K each day. If you're not big on time traveling, other ways you can make money are farm tarantulas or sell turnips. So one of my friends made 2 million off of selling turnips, and he looked at websites where people are posting their turnip prices. So you could use those, but sometimes there are really long waits and you have to pay some kind of commission to actually go to someone else's town. So be careful. So yeah, here's me just eating a bunch of fruit to move all of these bamboo. So I wish you could eat fruit in bunches. That would be very convenient. So as I mentioned in the beginning, I wanted to expand my waterfall behind my museum. So adding another layer actually allowed me to add a waterfall to my museum. I think we might be all a little tired from listening to the typical Animal Crossing music, right? Well, anyways, it's time for our favorite singer, Mr. K.K Slider. So I actually found these K.K Slider covers from one YouTube artist that I will actually add his link to his YouTube channel below. Anyways, let's listen. This might bring back childhood memories for some of you. By the way, here I'm testing out QR codes. I swear I went through like 10 different versions of white stone paths. Does the song sound familiar now? Anyways, when I was very little, my mom used to put on oldies on the radio. I mean, we still listen to oldies, not as much though. I'm not going to talk from this point on in the video, so you could enjoy the nice music, but I will add comments in the corner, so look out for that. And yeah, enjoy the music.
o que o na o mi na mi o que o mi o na mi o que o na o mi o que mi now que mi now mi que o que mi o now.
So here's the moment you all been waiting for, the finale of my Japanese-Chinese fusion village. Thank you for those of you who stuck around to watch the whole video. I appreciate all the support you have given me on my Animal Crossing journey. As we tour the village, I'm going to provide some commentary on my village for those of you who skipped to see the reveal. So let's get started with the finale tour. So here's the entrance. I terraformed and added another layer and added my fences on that layer so it'll look more elevated and it'll look nicer. And I added a bunch of bamboo and lanterns over here. So that would be a really nice entrance. So here we have vending machines. So this one is particularly special because it has an Arizona-like label right there. I got that from a creator ID I found online, so I linked that in this description below. So here I added a bridge and we're entering the village. Here's a little restaurant. It's a little tea, ramen area. It's dedicated to one of my best friends in Animal Crossing, Kyo, who really likes ramen. So here's a little kitchen I made in the back. And it's just a little cute area that people could come and hang out. So as you can see, I added some bamboo lanterns in the river to make it look nicer. So up here we have Silvana. Silvana is a squirrel and she really likes plants. If you go in her house is filled with Sakuras. So I thought that flowers were really fitting for her, and also just having plants on the deck just looked really nice. So here we have Wade's house. So I put a bunch of fish outside because Wade is a penguin, and if you go in his house, there's a bunch of fish and a lot of ice in there. So it was just really suiting for him to have some kind of fish stand. So over here we have Weber. So Weber is a duck and he loves instruments. If you go in his house, there's a bunch of instruments. So I put a bunch of instruments outside for him so he could have a little jam session with some friends outside. Yeah, with the little musical chalkboard right there I got from a friend. So thank you. So here I put these bamboo noodle slides because they were really fitting, literally, in the space there. And also this is a restaurant, so it really suited the restaurant well. So over here we have Alice. She's doing little yoga outside, but I gave her a fortune cookie stand and also some kimonos outside. So she sells kimonos and fortune cookies. And it just really fit with the theme of a Japanese-Chinese fusion village. And by the way, this kimono stand is really expensive, $200K. But it's really nice, isn't it? Okay, so over here we have the entrance of the bathhouse. So I terraformed a whole ton over here too. Also added the elevated Zen fences. And I added more imperial fences here and a lot of more bridges. So here's the mailbox, and I put a bunch of floor lights and lanterns. And then on the side I have bamboo partitions from a friend who crafted them for me. So thank you all for the items. I really appreciate it. So other than that, that's basically what I worked on. Back here, it's the same. But the only difference is I added this white pebble. So the white pebble just looked really nice with the bamboo. And then back there, I still need to fix up a bit, but that'll be for another video. I'm now going to show you a version of the town at night, and as I'm showing you this, I'm going to give you my last final remarks. Shout out to some really great friends I made who shared furniture with me. Your kind words and actions in Animal Crossing means a lot to me in the real world. Thank you for those of you who have been commenting and supporting me on my channel. You all give me so much more motivation to post more content. I'm not sure how often I could make these island project videos since this actually took a huge chunk of time, but stick around and I'll make more island project videos throughout the months. I'll probably terraform in my video journal, so subscribe and watch me decorate the rest of my town. So I'm going to conclude with the bonus clip from Wade singing to K.K Salsa. K.K Salsa is an awesome song I really like, and I just thought this video was really cute, so I had to add this. So I hope this brightens your day.
Wow.